Morning all. Day 2 of my big adventure on my new camper van. Right, where do I start? Yesterday was a bit of a disaster. Fabulous drive down, sun splitting the rocks, very, very lucky with the weather. Got into my creature of habit. I've gone to the same spot as I did the first 2 times I came down here, so I'm happy with that. Just, I don't know, when you get so familiar with something, it's just, you like the same. So, it's 6 a.m. in the morning. Yes, I did say 6 a.m. in the morning. I don't sleep. I sleep early, or fall asleep early, and get up early. So, I think it wakes about 5. So, I get up, went for a walk. Most importantly, went to the toilet. That was my walk. So, that was first thing done. Yeah, as I said yesterday, it was a bit of a learning curve. A disaster, but learning curve at the same time. I'll send pictures of a tent I bought in Decathlon. And no, this is not sponsored by Decathlon. It's a tall 2-metre tent, 3-metre square, and it would have been perfect for the bike, the table, the chairs, suitcase, cooking facilities, the whole shooting gallery. All would have got shoved into it. Empty the van out on the inside, and very spacious on the inside now anyway. But there is loads of room in the van, and that's stuff for space. The bike would have been secure in it, but the wind here yesterday, I wasn't expecting that. I'm not going to lie to you. I know it's the Wild Atlantic Way. I've been down here loads and loads and loads and loads of times. The first 2 times I come down here, I put my small tent up. No hassle whatsoever. Perfect. I tried putting this tall tent up. The fact it's 2 metre tall and has flat sides, it's quite square. The wind did not like it. It battered it. It destroyed it. It broke the poles. I'm going to see what it's like later on. I mean, we're going to have to go and buy another tent somewhere. All I need is for something to store the bike in, because I can't leave the bike in the van all night. There's not enough room for that and me. So I'm going to have to buy a tent to throw it into, or some sort of cover, and maybe lock it to the tow bar of the bike, or the tow bar of the van. So something like that. Anyway, it was lovely this morning when I went for a quick walk. It's a bit drizzly now, so I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do. As I said yesterday, it was just a bit of a learning curve, but as we learn as we go. I'm still here for 2 more nights, so I don't mind. So, sleeping arrangements, perfect. It's spacious, it's long, fits me. 2 pillows here behind me, curtains behind me. There's curtains all the way around the van itself. I didn't close them. They've got private tinted windows, so I didn't bother closing them. There's no extra light coming in. Didn't bother me in the least. Slept well. As I said, I fall asleep early and wake up early. So I didn't pull the curtains at all. Last night was a bit of a disaster. I did have to leave the pub early. I'm still very emotional. A one-man band came in and started singing songs myself and the Mrs. Love, Black is the Colour, etc, etc, etc. All clear songs. It overwhelmed me. So I had my few beers. I had my grub, but once I started the tears rolling down my face in a busy bar, I didn't think it was the right place to be. Lucky enough, I was in the corner, so I don't know whether anybody saw me there or not. I don't know, but I got up and left. I went for a spin. I was on the Doolin Pier looking out at the sunset, so I had my weepy and my bits and bobs. Yeah, so that's that. Anyway, so yeah, what am I going to do today? I don't know. I had my plans to go to Inishmore, go for my own cycle, so and so on, but the weather's a bit shitty, so I'll probably end up going for a spin, maybe look for a tent, see how that gets on. So yeah, on that note, I'm going to get up shortly. I'm already up, fetch for a little bit, then boil the kettle and have my coffee. I need my coffee. So on that note, I will chat you later on for another waffle and a few more photographs and see how my adventures go. Talk to you then. Thank you, bye. Hi all. Just at the top of Corkscrew Hill now at the moment. As you'll see, a coach now taking all the turns. It's a cool hill, this. Years and years and years and years and years ago, those corners weren't as wide. They widened them off, thank God, for the likes of the coaches, which is just as well. Tight old spot. The sun is doing its best to come out. It was lovely, lovely, lovely earlier on. It's kind of gone a bit dull now. You can see the burren. You can't see from here, but Ballyvaughan Caves is just over to the right. Oh, and here's the rain. So, back into the car, on to Galway, try and find a tent or some sort of storage for my bicycle and my few bits and pieces. Anyway, chat you in a wee bit. Hi all. Now, just leaving the top of Corkscrew Hill. So, heading to Ballyvaughan, down Corkscrew Hill, into Ballyvaughan, Oramore, Galway. Do a bit of shopping there, get a few fiddly bits, i.e. stuff for the bicycle, and make my way back. When I come back to Ballyvaughan, I'm going to take the coast road, so I won't be coming back up Corkscrew Hill. But did you know why Corkscrew Hill is called Corkscrew Hill? Now, the only reason I know this is because I said in my previous waffles, my family are from a travelling community, and what I mean by that is they travelled, and there's a lot of them. They're bleeding everywhere. And I know for a fact, because this came from my great grandfather's next door neighbour's cousin. Yeah, I think I got that right. Might have missed a grand, I'm not entirely sure. But he knows, because he was here at the time. Down the bottom of Corkscrew Hill there's a hotel, and it's famous for wine. And the chap who owned that particular hotel had the most expensive wine in the country at the time. Actually, probably could have been the most expensive in Europe at the time. I'm not sure. 3 and 6pence, 2 shillings, a farthing. Can't remember now exactly, but it was quite expensive. But he was at the top of the hill, and wind just caught him, dropped the bottle onto the ground, and the cork came off the bottle. And he needed to re-cork the bottle. So the cork started rolling down the hill. But it didn't roll straight. It went to the left, then it went to the right, then it went to the left, then it went to the right. And he was so desperate to get the cork back, he ran down after this cork. But when he ran down, he physically left a track in the ground. And it went from left, and it went to the right, and then it went to the left, and then it went to the right. And he more or less left a bit of a track in the ground. Now back then it was horse and cart anyway. So horse and carts saw this particular track, thought it was going to be a future road, and started to use it. And they made a track into it then. And it went from the left to the right to the... Yeah, I think you get the impression. So hence that's why it's called Corkscrew Hill. Now, could be true. Thank you. sure which one it is now at this stage. So I'm going to pretend, again, that this is last Wednesday. Yeah, because last Tuesday started off to be a bit of a disaster. I kept dropping things. My tent got fecked up. I had to buy a little pop-up tent just to throw the bike into, sideways, on its side. Didn't like doing that, but what could I do? So I am leaving Galway. I have my new tent, and I have a bike cover, so that's going to do me for the night. So on the way back, thank God, I tell you, I couldn't wait to get out of Galway. The difference between Doolin, Lahinch, Ballyvaughan Coast Road, Liston-Varna, they're small roads. They can be tight enough, don't get me wrong, but they're not main roads. Sorry, they are main roads. They're not mentally busy roads. They're not full of traffic lights, roundabouts, 4 lanes of traffic. I was in Galway. I swear to God, I haven't been to Galway in a while. I don't mind. I can drive in traffic and so on, but I just fucking hate it. So, for more and more into Galway itself, dual carriageway, roundabouts, traffic lights, 10,000 pedestrian crossings, gobshites. So, needless to say, I couldn't wait to get out of there. Got me bits and bobs, got out there as quick as possible. Back on the road now. I'm going to take the road from when I get to Ballyvaughan. I came down Corkscrew Hill from this environment direction. I'm going to go home a different way. I'm going to get to Ballyvaughan, take the coast road. Much, much, much nicer spin. Back in through Fenor, take the coast road back into Doolin, so on, so on, so on. Or I might actually go as far as Lahinch. I want to go as far as Lahinch for a while. I have to drop into the hotel, a few presents for them. So I might do that instead. So, yeah. On that further note, good luck for now. done the Ballyvaughan Coast Road. Love it. Doesn't matter how many times I've done that road, I'll do it again and again and again. I'll do it from both directions. I stopped off in Ballyvaughan itself, just outside the town of Ballyvaughan. There's a place on the right hand side on the way out. I've had picnics there before, so I stopped off there for a while. I had to get diesel just on the outskirts of Ballyvaughan, so I got some wedges and sausages. I had minerals and water in my fridge in the boot, so stopped off there for a wee while, grabbed an old bit to eat, and so on, so on, so on. Did the drive, went as far as Lahinch, dropped off a few bits and pieces at the hotel, just took a walk around the town. I didn't want to stay there too long. I wanted to go back to the campsite. So I'll stick up a few photographs of the drive on the coast road from Ballyvaughan to Doolin. It's lovely. So I'm going to go out for a scoop later on, an old beer, and see how the rest of the day goes. I'll throw up a few photographs. Some of the photographs turned out well. Some of the camera footage is corrupted. So I might throw a few pictures from the last time I was down, or some from my archive. They're still all the same scenery. It'll still give you how nice and lovely a place it is. So on that note, go for a scoop later on. Go for a pint. Say cheers, Sharon. Not to the van. And hopefully get a few chicken wings and a bit of grub. Tomorrow's Thursday, even though that was last week. I'm not going to tell you what I did already. I'm going to leave that as a surprise and pretend it's a brand new video. So, very confusing this, isn't it? Yeah. Chat to you later. Good luck now. Right, so we're going to be probably very quiet now at the moment because I'm in the bar. There's not a whole lot of people here. And it was busy last night, thank God. So it's a good day today. Brought my bicycle for a spin for the first time ever. My Jay-Z bike makes some difference. Game changer. I've been places today where I'd never gone before. So yeah, it's going to be, I'm bringing that to a lot of places now. So I'm back in the cans. I'm going to do the cheers Sharon now because you'll see now in a second. Cheers Sharon. On some occasions, I might get some wings every so often. Wings and chips. This is not going to be best of clips ever because it's busy. So I'm not going to short. I'm going to eat my chicken wings now. Gorgeous. And touch in a wee bit. Good luck now.